heading to bed last night, and he's like, "Living on a prayer." Like, you're 12. Where did you hear that? He heard it on. There's a show called Baby Daddy.
Oh yeah, okay.
No, we've vetted it. It's not what you think it is. It's actually a little more of a positive thing for.
I'm not familiar.
Well, I heard it on Baby Daddy. I go, oh, really? So he's like living on a prayer.
That's a pretty good show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's actually better than it sounds, because you think when he said, "Can I watch Baby Daddy?" I'm going, no, right away, because I was like, that sounds horrible. But it turns out actually it's pretty positive. But we'll talk more about that. And by the way, should I get this Snapchat
I have
stock?
It. Oh, Snapchat stock?
Yeah, it's opening to the public. It's $17 a share.
I think that'd be a good investment.
Yeah.
Snapchat's like the biggest thing on social media-wise right now. And he didn't invest in Twitter, so...
Remember when Google came out, it's like, oh, yeah, Google. Google schmoogle.
This is your chance to not have this be that thing you wish you would have invested in.
Exactly. Getting news today that President Obama is going to go from being President of the United States to pain in the ass. He and Eric Holder are apparently getting together, and they're going to sweep the nation. Great. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kennedy time. Kennedy. Welcome with open arms.
Hello.
Good morning, Kennedy.
Good body, everybody. JB Oldman.
JB Oldman in the morning.
It is Rocktober once again. Let's get the lead out on a 2 for Tuesday, baby.
Oh, you know it, baby. You know it. So, all right, couple things going on here. I see that the President and Eric Holder, President Obama and Eric Holder, are now apparently teaming up, and they're ready to get back into politics. I mean, obviously, there's not going to he can't be another Grover Cleveland, so you can't have discontinuous terms. But still, this is an intriguing thing, because President Obama, I think, is going to be officially the opposition. Correct?
Yeah, Valerie Jarrett's moving into his house. I mean, that's just a sitcom that writes itself.
Oh, Lord.
God, Holder and Obama were the greatest cop buddy movies, ever sweep the post-political stage. But you insert Valerie Jarrett, and now anything can happen. All we need is Mr. Roper and the Regal Beagle.
Yeah, they're just Mr. Roper. It's literally, they're living 2 blocks away from the White House, correct?
Yeah, no, they're right there, spying on everyone with their night vision and their NSA credentials.
Can't believe you made a reference to Three's Company. It's awesome.
Come and knock on our door.
Mr. Roper. All right, yeah. So, and now on to this. I mean, these guys finally have more fake news to pursue. I realize that, yeah, if there's a serious problem, we ought to pursue it. But this Jeff Sessions thing seems to be overblown. What's your take on it?
Well, I'm not the world's biggest Jeff Sessions fan, which makes me super anti-Russia. I don't know. We got to read more into it. I mean, it's hard to believe that many people were being that irresponsible. But if it's true that the intelligence community was so opposed to Trump that they were spying on everyone, taking stock in every conversation, then I think it's a great time to end the surveillance state, and I hope the administration realizes that. I don't think Jeff Sessions is going to be forced to resign unless we learn something really, 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 really substantial. But I do think he'll have to recuse himself from any independent investigation.
Yeah, and I think that's a logical thing for him to do, just to keep everything hunky dory, as they say. And apparently, as a sitting senator on the Armed Services Committee, he had upwards of 25 known conversations with representatives from 10 different countries. And, they're saying that he lied to Congress, but he was asked whether or not these were discussions regarding the Trump campaign. And he accurately, at least as far as we know, said no, they were not about the Trump campaign.
Yeah, but you never know. I mean, because he certainly was acting as a surrogate and someone who knew that he was going to have a high position in the administration. So I'm still a little dubious. I don't trust politicians in general.
Yeah, that's true. He'd have to be. You'd have to imagine he would be a complete fool for purposely, going out there and lying to Congress. I mean, during his confirmation hearings, I would think that would be impossible. Now, unless and apparently these conversations are all documented. They're all part of the record, I thought, because these meetings are all basically there's somebody there monitoring the meetings and with him in the meetings. And so I don't know. Unless there's something, as you point out, something behind the scenes here, we don't know. Now, how about the joint address? What did you think of President Trump and his address?
I thought that he hit the right notes. He hit the right tone. It wasn't divisive. I think he shocked the Democrats. They actually looked really foolish just sitting there glumly. And I pointed this out last night on my show. They're sitting there with these long faces while the president is talking about companies investing in this country and bringing back jobs. And it's like, why would you sit on your hands during a moment like that? Like, at least clap. At least act like you want people to succeed in this country instead of just wanting power so you can make every decision for people.
I actually think, even aside from sitting on their hands, I think I saw Al Franken literally slumping in his chair. It was the weirdest. I mean, it was like, dude, you can't possibly think this is a good idea for the Democratic Party for you guys to be repping it like that.
Yeah, and it's like, at least act like you're taking notes. Elizabeth Warren was shaking her head and talking because she looked like she was actively listening. But it was such an immature display. And, it's like, think about more than your base, because your base didn't get you the presidency. Your base was essentially in full revolt against your establishment candidate. And as long as you have people like Nancy Pelosi sitting there shaking their heads, you're not going to do any better in these national elections.
Yeah, I no doubt about it. So, Kennedy, how do you like being on Outnumbered? I really like it when you're there, and I don't like it when you're not there. So, what are you going to do about that?
I go when they send the bat signal. I love it. It's awesome. And I get along with everyone on the show. Megan McCain and I, we have our weekly ritual where we go to Five Guys, and we laugh because, there are other people in the buildings around us who work in media who go to Del Frisco's, which is the fancy pants steak place. And Megan and I go have lettuce wrap burgers and fries.
No doubt. And a big old bag of them, too. I think Five Guys puts them in a big old paper bag for you.
Yeah, I'm the fry gal.
Nice.
I can never have them, and they're actually gluten-free. So I put my head in the fry bag trough and emerge like 20 minutes later.
Yeah, gotta love a woman who eats. You know what I mean? It's great.
Yes. No, they just released a study that said that fit, fat people are pretty much the healthiest on the planet. You never want to be too skinny.
Right. Okay. I'm with you. I love it. Well, Kennedy, listen, thanks so much for everything. And I appreciate so much that you spend some time with us in the morning, because people love you, and we're watching you all the time, my dear.
You're the greatest, Jamie. I'll talk to you real soon. Thank you so much.
Sounds good. Thank you. Safe travels at Kennedy Nation. It's Common Sense Radio.